there's opportunities.
If you have money,
plenty.
if you have
you've
money, you
got
can make
money,
money.
you
It's
can
like the
come to
same
Mine's
way.
and make money
But these
without
kids,
question.
these kids are doing it. Are going to do it. I mean, there are children that have graduated to high school that are boarding now in Dar es Salaam, which is maybe.
They are very high.
What's that? It's a couple
by
of.
bus.
There are some. There are some
20
serious.
hours by a crazy bus who almost kills you, by the way.
Well, it's a couple. It's a day's travel, but they're boarding and they come back. They studied well enough and passed their exams well enough to go to the next sort of pre-university level, and they're doing that. And there's real hope for them, and they've come back now to stay in the orphanage
For the holidays.
for the holidays.
They had nowhere else to go.
Because they've got nowhere else to go, and they come back and stay there. So the orphanage, which has been going, say, 20 years, the first orphans, who were very young when they came here, are now graduating.
Yeah.
So it's an exciting time for the project, which I have to say is run soundly. It's run soundly.
It's African. It's run in an African form, but it really is quite well
Established.
it is
Well
well established. The children have a good routine. They know what's required of them. They all chip in, take part in the food preparation. They wash their clothes. They know what they're doing every day.
They clean the compound. They study that sort of thing.
Having extra volunteers like ourselves, 4 volunteers in one go, means that we can take a class apiece, and the children are really getting something out of it. But if we weren't here, they'd be teaching themselves. And
I really
they
love
do get on with it. They just crack on, and if for whatever reason we can't be present at a class, the kids just get on and do it for themselves.
They're kids like any kids. I mean, I never thought that I would get such a kick out of teaching. If you get the message across and you have a good class, you really feel you've achieved
Come away
something.
buzzing,
No,
yeah.
Dad, it's because
That's
you're
if I've
very,
got-
very bossy.
I'm always bossy, but if I get the right answer out of it, I feel like my GCSE
No,
maths.
it takes you a while though. You have to repeat it over and over again with any class. But you need to ground it into them, because if you do it once, then don't do it again. They'll just forget. So you just need to go over it. Try and find more ways of interesting ways. Because me and Tom have the younger class, and
Not
they're
the youngest, but sort of like
maybe
3s and 4s.
Yeah,
isn't it?
year 3, year
Standard
4, or
3 and
something
4.
like that.
yeah, which is about 10-year-old kids.
Yeah, and then they do get distracted, so we have to kind of crack the whip a little bit. But we try and have a laugh and make the club.
No,
And you're
I've
not,
heard
and you're
you.
not bossy.
Yeah. I know.
Well, come on. If they're gonna talk, I'm gonna give them some gin.
I actually find that Stacey's class is so exuberant and they're having such a good time that I have to sort of stick my head around my tree and tell Stacey to be quiet, please, because she's distracting my class. So there's a lot of fun going on over in your side.
We've been lucky. We've been lucky. In the first week, I think it's going to be difficult to keep the same intensity levels up because people get used to you, and you can't come in with the same enthusiasm.
No.
But luckily, there is a structure which is put together by their resident teacher, Patrice. He says on the format that we follow, so English, maths, science, geography, social studies, those sorts of things. And the things that we can offer. All of us can offer sport. I've been doing football with them. Stacey can do basketball. We've done a bit of cricket with them, and we intend to do some basketball and perhaps even some rugby or American football next week with them. We can offer music in terms of playing the guitar, because Tom and Stacey and myself just singing from simple books. They have their own songs which we've been trying to do stuff from. We've made our own song up, and art, which of course I don't think we've really done enough of that.
We haven't done
The children love the drawing.
But
The
they
minute
don't.
the minute you get the pencils out, they go ballistic. But there's no facility for painting or anything yet. So there's a few things that we've still have yet to sort of gather the components together and have a bit of a laugh with the kids.
Until then, we're gonna just play with the memory cards, which they actually really love at the moment.
Yeah, the little things they really enjoy. We were thinking some of the stuff that we have in storage, Tom's toy cars and my dolls and things. I just love them.
The other week when I'd finished, Stacey was doing the class, and I was sat down with the kids, and all the other kids from Standard 0 had finished their lesson, and they all came round and they sort of went, oh hi, and they sort of hold my arm for a bit, and then they sort of sat down in their little group, and a little kid, he's called Muga, he brought out all of his toys, and what he had in his bag of toys was a plank of wood about that big, and then you had a lock which had no key, and like just having fun, laughing and stuff. So
I think the thing to take away from that is that a lot of Western families throw a lot of things away that would be that you could get, the kids here could get hours of pleasure out of.
Yeah.
So if you gave them to a charity and they were able to ship them over to places like orphanages like Tanzania, it would really be worthwhile. I think that we need to sort of make a conclusion. I mean, the positives that we've got out of this trip so far outweigh the negatives.
Even though the negatives are really entertaining,
Yeah.
it's the positive bits that just put a smile on your face. They make you feel good inside. You walk away and you go, you know what? I don't care, that I don't have a hot shower. I don't care that I don't have water today. I can live without those things.
That's it. We've been up to 2 days without water. Electricity is intermittent.
4 days.
We've had a bit of a mouse plague, which we're now sorting out. We found another one.
Rodney Mark III is currently in the house.
Any time you see a mosquito, you think you're going to get sick, so the Baygon comes out and you smack it. We've had our arguments, we've had our make-ups. The weather's been, just recently,
God,
has been
it rained.
really,
It was
really
so cold.
caused
It
out.
hailed.
So,
It's
and you're,
like a tropical
brilliant.
rainstorm.
you're
when it
caught
comes.
inside, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're caught inside and there's no television. You have to find, it's the old ways of entertaining yourself,
Like books
like
and
reading,
Jenga
yeah.
and what
And
else?
cards.
Getting on
and
each
the
other's nerves.
accordion, the accordion.
No, nobody's been brave enough to get the accordion out yet.
Yeah.
But on the whole, I'd say that we're on top of things. No one's itching to go home.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, no.
Nobody's saying that they want to be out.
There's one of the girls, and one of the girls that came here from Holland,
Another volunteer.
a volunteer, found it so difficult that she gave up and flew out. But
She lasted a week.
we're sticking it out, aren't we?
Yeah.
Sticking it out, and we've got a little
She
bit of.
was at a different orphanage though, and we haven't been there yet, so maybe things
Yeah,
It's
that,
a bit
that,
harder,
that
yeah.
orphanage is not as organised as Hassan.
I think we've been lucky in that respect that
Yeah.
we've been able to slot in there nicely. And at the weekends we're getting a little bit of sort of Western pleasure. There's
It's
a bar
good.
that we can go to. And they love their soccer here, the football. The Premier League and the Spanish League is massive, isn't it, Tom?
Yeah.
All of the kids know,
They
all
know,
of the
they know
players.
everything. Like
Yeah.
one of them even knew more football than I did about Portsmouth. I don't
Why?
care about Portsmouth.
Yeah,
And he knew about Portsmouth. I was like, oh, cool.
not many people know about Portsmouth. So I think all in all, what would you say? Summing it up, Stacey, good or bad?
Good, definitely good.
Good experience.
Good experience so far. I'm not really liking the cold showers and the getting up at 7:30, but when you get to the orphanage and start teaching, it's worth
And
it.
the walk. What about you, Tom?
The walk is long. I don't mind cold showers. They're right actually. The only thing that I'm missing is skateboarding
And your mates.
friends. Yeah. Probably skateboarding is sort of part with the friends.
Yeah, Mum.
Yep.
I know this is bizarre, but I do miss work in a funny kind of way. But everything that we're doing here just feels like it's got a really good purpose, so it's just an amazing thing to stay. I think it's going to be really hard to walk away. I really.
Well,
think
we
it's
won't
gonna be hard to
walk away completely. We'll always have strings.
Yeah, but I think it'll be a hard thing to leave.
Dad?
I think there's a lot more to be done. We've got another 2 months to go. We've got to plan a little bit of a trip afterwards. I think that there are lots of things that we can continue to sponsor when we leave, particularly to take one or two of the children that are talented to try and get them through further education, and perhaps to find some way of taking Australians, cast off toys and things and transferring them,
Getting them
transporting them somehow to orphanages that really have nothing and that could benefit immensely, are two very simple things that can be done to change or to make lives here a lot more palatable.
Yeah.
Alright. Well then we've got to go now because this video has become really, really long.
So yeah.
Tom will have to edit it down.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
If you're asking.
Okay.
Yeah.
See ya.
See you guys.
What did we say? Queheri.
Queheri!
Kesho.